Okay, Torah, Vayechi, page 90, second column. Okay, like 10 lines into the paragraph and the second column. Okay, now the Rabbi explains that again, in order to come to Yehuda, you need Aveda, Reuven, Shimon, Levi, then the level of Eidah Bittul, which, like Shemon Esrei, reveals a higher level than world, is able to be internalized. And then the pasuk continues that through this, Yadcha ba'eref eivecha, your hand will be in the neck of your enemy. Who is the enemy? All the necessities of the physical world. Granted, we need it to live, but not that the person should be, that's what the excitement should be about and all the gashmistic things. And it says it should only be treated like Nebuch. We have no choice. It can throw it over the shoulder. We have to live, so we need to eat. We need to get from place A to B, so we drive. I mean, we need a car. But that's it. Okay. So he says, Yadcha ba'erev evecha yuducha, meaning, Yadcha mamish, it means actually your hand, because Yemin, okay, let's start here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 8 lines at the top of the page. So he says, Mi Godam lahamshich ha'adam, who causes to bring down to the person the esmoch that he needs to eat. Another person needs to realize like this: why do I need to eat? Because Hashem wants me to eat. If you think about it, Hashem could have made us that we don't have to eat or drink. Like stones don't need to eat or drink, right? Hashem could have made it, they made it to whatever He did. He could have made us in a way that we don't have to eat, we don't have to drink, we don't have to, with everything that's ready to do. You know, like birds. I mean, birds don't have to go work for a living. Why did Hashem do this? Because the whole purpose of creation is Dira B'Tachteinim. Hashem wants a dwelling place down here. He wants us to elevate a physical world for whatever reason that is. So in other words, Hashem has to make that we should want to eat. Because if we don't eat, we're not going to elevate all the physical world and work and elevate everything that exists in the world. So he says, what we need to understand is these necessities that Hashem gives us to eat and that we need to do physical things. It's not the pneumius, ala b'chinas eiref. It's only like the back of the neck. It's very insignificant. B'chinas eiref zayuchel b'chinas yadecha yaducha, meaning yadecha shel Yehuda, it should be the hand of Yehuda. Why? Because the fish will b'chinas eidah. In other words, why is it that it's eiref eivecha? Why is the enemy treated like a back of the neck, meaning it's totally insignificant? Because it's the level of Yehuda, which is the level of Eidah Bittul, b'chinas seviv kol almin, in a way that Hashava Mashva, the highest level, the lowest level, it's all the same because it's infinite. Even darkness doesn't darken. And darkness and light is the same thing. Gashmis v'ruchni yishavim. Gashmis and ruchni are all equal by the person. We say in davening, it's a pasuk. Kulam b'chachma asisa. Simply means Hashem made everything with chachma. Right? That's the simple meaning. But Siddur says, kulam, everything in the world, b'chachma, the highest level of chachma, asisa, the lowest level of asiya, are all the same. In that level of elokus of seviv kol almin, because it's infinite, so the highest and the lowest are all the same. Sha'achach miyasiya gashmit. If that's the attitude the person has of bittul, gam achil v'sharin yonim agashmim, eating and all the other physical necessities, heim lefon of yisbarich, by Hashem, k'mei ruchni yishol chachma, me'achad shegam chachma gashmit. So by Hashem, Atzilas, food, it's all the same thing because that level of God, of Hashem, of course, is infinite. Now the Rebbe brings down in Tanya about Hillel, when he went to eat, he would tell the students, I have to do a favor to my shamed one. He said, Ligmal chesed imo aluva. I have to do a nebuch. I have to feed give him a bone. Give my body a bone. I also have to go eat. Because by the tzaddikim, eating was because Hashem wanted us to eat. Because Hashem made us in a way that we need to eat. So when we eat, it's serving Hashem if we eat the correct way. Not because we want to fress. But we eat because we need to live, and that's about it. So then that's Aveda Veidah. And that's the advantage of Yehuda over the first three, Reuven, Shimon, and Levi. He said before, Reuven is the first parsha of Shema, Shimon is the second parsha of Shema, Levi is between Shema and Shemon Esrei, right? And Yehuda is a level of Tefillah Shemon Esrei. So why? Because Bittul, Shemon Esrei, like you said, you stand, your feet together, you don't motion anything. You're mamish standing in the presence of Hashem. You're not allowed to make any motions. And that's the advantage of Yehuda, which is Haidah Begili Shebetfila. Should be Yod Chabeiref Evach, meaning that what does Yehuda accomplish? That even when you're doing Eiref Evecha, even when you're doing these gashmistic necessities, is as which at that time, because you're not dealing with godliness anymore, there's tremendous love. The Reuven level, Shimon level, Levi level is not being revealed. It remains a mark of it. It still remains the mark of davening. So he's saying, what's the, like it says in Chassidus, a person, Shachris is supposed to last us, in other words, the impact of Shachris is supposed to last us to Mincha. Mincha is supposed to last to Ma'ariv, Ma'ariv is supposed to last to Shachris. And therefore, Rabbi Yechon says in the Gemara, Halavai sheyispalo adam kol hayom kulei. Halavai, a person should daven a whole day. Now obviously, it doesn't mean you should say, Meida, wake up 10 minutes later, say Ani, and say Baruch, and 10 minutes later, say Sha'amad. I mean, that's not what it means. It means a person should be in a level of davening, the concept of davening a whole day. That means he's completely affected by davening the entire day. That therefore, when he goes into business, he realizes the primary thing is not the business. The primary thing is to do what Hashem wants us to do. Eating is not the primary thing to eat. Like you said the expression before, it's like a demon is forcing you to eat. That's the level of Yehuda.
But what if you have to support the whole family?
So you're saying, you're supporting the family because this is what Hashem wants us to do.
It's not just eating, you have to...
But everything, no? I understand. The business is not there to make a lot of money to show off in the Fortune 500 or to buy expensive who knows what. So if there's a Gemara that says, Isha no, Bayis no, Dira no, Kalim no, Machivim daita shaladim. Beautiful wife, a beautiful house, a beautiful appliances, okay, broaden the mind of a person. But broadens the mind, it opens up. They say, I think it was Rabbeinu Tam and some Chassadik also think, when they learned, they had a bundle of money in front of them. When you see money, your mind opens up. So they're able to learn better because they had, so they used the money to broaden their mind. 1 second. Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, relax. Rabbi Yehuda Nasi was the wealthiest man in his time. Yeah? I'm sure he had a beautiful home and beautiful stuff, okay? And people, generally speaking, on their deathbed, don't lie and don't play games. You're on your deathbed. The Gemara says, Rabbi Yehuda Nasi on his deathbed said, he picked up his hand and he said, I swear, I didn't benefit from this world, not even a small finger's worth. So Mefarshim explained, and Chassidus says, he had a tremendous wealth. The Gemara says there were the best foods around his table at every time. But by Rabbi Yehuda Nasi, there was no physical gratification. It was only to serve Hashem. I mean, everything was Einoid Mulvadi, sum total Einoid Mulvadi. That's a very lofty level. We're not on that level. What we need to understand is we shouldn't overly indulge in things. We should need to do what we need to do. You need to make money because there's a year-end campaign. You have to give money to tzedakah, so you need to make money.
Can you
Expound on giving money?
No, but
Okay.
yeah, about the students who put some money in front of them.
Because when you see money, you feel good?
Yes.
Okay, so they wanted to feel good, to learn better, so they put a bundle of money in front of them. What's the big deal?
To give themselves.
To give themselves a broader intelligence. Okay.
Still have no effect on them, those people.
Didn't affect them at all. It didn't mean anything to them.
That's correct.
They did mean a lot.
Did not.
That's why they put it there. Why they put the money?
No, you're talking about money, he's talking about, okay, talking different things. Who causes this greatness of Yehuda? That is the level of Ata, like he says, that it's right in front of you, this level of Bittul. Then the pasuk continues though, that Yishtachu v'lecha b'nei avicha. The pasuk continues, your hand will be in the neck of your enemies, and then it says, Yishtachu v'lecha b'nei avicha. The children of your father will bow down to you. Even though other place, Rashi says, even though other place says the children of your mother, but Yaakov had different wives. So it means all the Shvatim, even from Rachel and Leah, and from Zilpah and Bilhah. What does bowing mean? When you bow, it means, or when you bend down, you're taking a higher level, your head, and you're bringing it down. That's what bowing is, especially if you bow to the floor. That means you're taking your head, and you're at highest levels, and you're bringing it down to the lowest. And that's the Hishtachava Shmona Esrei. That's why when you bow, you say, Baruch Ata, Omedim Anachnu Lach. She'einin Amshachas is the revelations of Alukos coming down. So what is Yishtachavu Lecha? Meaning Alukos is coming down. Bechinas Avicha, what is it? But you say Yishtachavu Lecha B'nei Avicha. What does B'nei Avicha mean? Avicha is Kirachem of Albanim, like the mercy of the father and children. Or like we say in davening, Avinu of Rachman, that Rachmanis is the level of Av. V'tuldas Rachmanis, and what is the offshoot of Rachmanis? Is the level of tzedakah v'chesed, giving tzedakah and doing kindness, lahachis ruach shvalim, to give life to the people that are down and out. Meaning like this, Avicha, Avinu of Rachman, Av represents Rachmanis. What's the inyan of Rachmanis? The concept of mercy is to help when you have pity on somebody, means they're in a lower, at least temporarily, they're in a lower position than you are, and you give them things, money, chesed, food, whatever it is. You do them a chesed, okay, to help them out. So Yishtachu Lecha B'nei Avicha means that this level of Yehuda has to be brought down. How do we bring down this level of bittul? That we should feel it, that's by bringing down the Yud Gimel Midas Sarach. We just learned that last week in Tanya also, and it gives a tshuva. You have to awaken the Rachmanis and Hashem, that he should forgive us and give us the Mshachas. And so he says that's the continuation of the pasuk. That means all these gashmistic things are nothing by the person. Why is that? Because we're bringing down Yishtach v'lecha, the bowing. We're bringing down the level of B'nei Avicha, the level of Rachmanis, of Hashem down here to us. Shekola is a chesed b'midas rachmim, l'rachim alaniyim v'yisemim, because whoever does an midah of chesed, to have pity on orphans and poor people, that's the level of B'nei Avicha. Avicha is Rachmanis. B'nei Avicha means the children of Rachmanis, means when you do acts of Rachmanis to people, so the people you're giving the Rachmanis to are B'nei Avicha. They're the offshoot of your Rachmanis. Gam Bechinas Avicha is a level of Torah. Avicha also is Chachma, which is Torah. The Rais and the Chacham Naf, which is also the level of Av. Like it says, Shema b'ni Musar Avicha. Listen, my son, to the admonishment of your father, which is Torah Shebiksav. What's b'nei Avicha? Those that occupy in Torah. So in other words, like this. How in the world do we bring down this level of Yehuda, that it should be that you control the Gashmis, meaning that you're not into the Gashmis. It's only there as a ability, a vehicle, vessel to serve Hashem. That's through awakening Rahmanis and through learning Torah. That brings down that level of godliness down here in a way, like the Alter Rebbe says, or also in Ger said Tshuva, we'll continue learning it tomorrow. Now what does it mean? Tshuva Ilah is the level of learning Torah. Because remember, we learned Tshuva Ilah is not necessarily for sin. In fact, it's not for sin. Tshuva Ilah is a higher relationship that the Jew has with Hashem. So he says, it's awakening Yud Gimel Midas Rachmim, and also learning Torah, because when you learn Torah, that brings down a much deeper, essential level of godliness. And that affects the person to have all those things. But Torah has to be learned in the proper way. Because if Torah is not learned as Hashem's Torah, you learn it as an egotistic trip, that I know a lot. So then, as it says in Gemara and Kabbalah and Chassidus, all the learning is going into Shosh Kribsat Meis. It all goes into complete evil. So why should a person learn for the wrong reasons? It says, we should learn Torah for the wrong reason, because eventually we'll come to the right reasons. So the Alter Rebbe explains, interesting, not in Chassidus, but in Hilchos Talmud Torah. The Alter Rebbe says, when a person learns Torah for the wrong purposes, okay, it's always lowering it into Shosh Kribsat Tameis. But, because the Gemara says, eventually you'll come to learn it for the right reasons, and the Alter Rebbe adds, whether this time around or the next time around, so then it re-elevates all the Torah that you learned. But he's saying the learning of Torah is only when it's Hashem's Torah. And therefore, it's not the simple, the way the Rebbe defines it is the simple meaning of the tefillah. In a Lakai Nitzar, we say like this, then we say like this, my soul should be like, basically means I should be like dirt, it should have humility. It should be like humility. Then starts a new thing. Open up my heart in your Torah. It's all a request in a Lakai Nitzar. So simply, it's two separate things. You know, the Mekalalite, those that curse me, I should be quiet to them, and I should have bittul, and then open up your heart. The Rabbi says no. Nafshi ka'afar lakol tiyah is a prerequisite to psach libi b'seirasecha. And again, it's a very interesting expression. You don't learn Torah with your heart. You learn Torah with your mind. So why does it say, Psach libi b'seirasecha, open up my heart in your Torah? It should say, Psach meichi, or whatever, sichli. What's a libi? So the answer is, Torah is only Torah when it comes into the feelings. It comes into action. When you love Torah, like there's a motto we had at the Hebrew school here. Learn it, love it, live it. You learn it, it's supposed to bring you to love it, and then you live it. So then Torah is done properly. If Torah is learned that I should become closer to Hashem, so then Psach libi b'seirasecha, then to nafshi ka'afar lakotiyah, through being the level of offer bittul, then you have not only is your mind opening on Torah, because you can learn Torah like a secular subject in university. You can have science and biology, and you can have Talmud. So in the Talmud, learning Torah is like any other intellectual thing.
That's what Greek wanted to do.
That's what the Greeks wanted in the Mechanica. And the whole inyan of Torah is Psach libi b'seirasecha. And we say the same thing before Shema. Avinu averachim rachim rachim aleinu. V'seim b'libeinu binu lahavenu lahaskel. What? Again, libeinu. What's with libeinu?
Amazing.
What amazing?
No, that's through the heart. You go to the wisdom. You think it would be maybe
The wisdom stimulates the heart, but then the heart stimulates. It's a catch-22. Like we know, you learn something, then you like it, so then you're going to learn it more. You're going to learn it more. You're going to like it more. Then you're going to learn more. But it has to be in a way, and that's what he said. That's through Torah.
We ask Hashem to open our eyes, our hearts. Isn't that something we have to do ourselves, and we have to understand that?
Trust me, we can get all the help we need, and even with the help, it doesn't work. Of course, we're asking. What? Man, the whole davening is.
It defines two levels of the heart.
One minute, second. The whole Ava Salem before Shema. Yeah, we're asking Hashem's help. The whole Shema Nesra is Chaneinu Meitcha Cham Cham Never Das. Why are we supposed to do it ourselves? Yeah, we're supposed to do it ourselves, but we have to realize that we are nothing, and therefore we really can't do it ourselves. And whatever we have is a gift from Hashem. And if whatever I have is a gift from Hashem, then v'nafshi kafel lo kol tiyah doesn't mean anything. It's not me. There's no me. Meaning, they will bow to the level of Yehuda. They'll bring down Yehuda. To wedge the end in the beginning, and the end in the beginning and the end, and the end in the beginning. Then, the Torah and the acts of chesed that a person does, give the power and the strength in the nefesh, to awaken the love and fear that the person has. Until it has a level of complete Teidah and Bittul, so then through this, that reveals this level ultimately of Yehuda. So he's explaining, okay, this finished the Maimer. So the Alter Rebbe is explaining, there's Reuven, there's Shimon, there's Levi, Haidah. These are the four primary Avedis. All the other Shvatim is all the offshoots of these four levels.
Oh, what's puzzling is that Judah was not known to be one. He was known to be one that went after his heart's and bodily desires.
No, he didn't.
Judah?
Yeah.
He went and he slept with a harlot. That he thought she was a harlot.
1 second. Before Matan Torah, there was absolutely nothing wrong with that.
You just said last session that Matan Torah was given before in
no, I didn't say Matan Torah was given. I said they
were
learned
studying Torah.
I didn't say Torah was given. They studied Torah. Did they have to do mitzvahs? No. The mitzvahs weren't given yet.
They studied
the 7 mitzvahs b'nei Noach.
So you're saying they were studying something that wasn't given to them? What do you mean?
God. Calm down, number one. Number two, they studied Torah, but they didn't have to keep it. Understand? Let me ask you a question.
They studied Torah, but they didn't have to be given the Torah for them to study. That's exactly what you're saying, essentially.
No. Do we have to keep the laws of Shemitah outside of Israel? No. But we can learn it.
Yeah.
Do we have to keep it?
Outside? No.
Okay, so why are you learning it?
For Biata Mashiach.
No, we're learning it for now. But you learn Torah for Mashiach comes to know the halachas, there'll be plenty of rabbis then. Too many rabbis.
Learn the Hilchot Beit HaMikdash.
So why do we learn about the Beis HaMikdash? Not because we have the mitzvah of Karbanos.
No, to be ready for when the Mashiach comes for us to do it, right?
That's not the only reason. It's not true. It's not a means to an end. Learning Torah is an end by itself. You don't learn the halachas to know what to do. You know, it's an interesting halacha. If somebody has a science test on Monday, okay, and they want to study over Shabbos, it's forbidden.
Yes.
Okay, for a number of reasons. One reason is you're preparing on Shabbos for the weekday. Okay? But if a kid has a big Gemara test on Monday, and they're learning on Shabbos only for the test, otherwise you'd be playing table tennis. Yeah? They're learning only for the test. You're allowed to do it. Why? Because learning Torah itself is a mitzvah. It's not a means to an end. Learning Torah, you don't learn Torah to know what happens when Mashiach comes. You learn Torah now. For now.
You didn't answer my question.
Sure I did.